Hello and welcome to Mr.Game Review Show. Don't forget to subscribe the channel, hit the like button and put a comment below the video. Thank you so much. The Terminator on the Sega CD is a video game adaptation of the iconic 1980 for film, The Terminator. Released in 1993, the game was developed by Virgin Games and is notable for its use of the Sega CD's capabilities, particularly in the audio and cinematic presentation. The Sega CD version of the Terminator stands out from other versions of the game due to its enhanced audio-visual presentation. The game features full-motion video FMV sequences that use clips from the movie, giving it a more cinematic feel compared to other platforms. The sprite-based graphics, while not groundbreaking, are detailed and effectively convey the gritty atmosphere of the movie. The color palette is dark and moody, fitting the dystopian theme of the story. The Terminator on Sega CD is a side-scrolling action game where players take on the role of Kyle Reese, fighting through waves of enemies and challenging bosses. The gameplay is straightforward, focusing heavily on shooting and platforming. The controls are responsive, but the gameplay can feel repetitive as it largely involves moving from left to right, shooting enemies, and avoiding obstacles. One of the highlights of the game is its soundtrack, composed by Tommy Tallarico. The music takes full advantage of the Sega CD's audio capabilities, offering a high-quality, atmospheric score that complements the action and adds to the overall tension of the game. The game is known for its difficulty, which can be both a positive and a negative. While some players may enjoy the challenge, others may find it frustrating due to the lack of save points and the sometimes unforgiving enemy placements. The Terminator on Sega CD is a solid action game that benefits from the hardware's enhanced capabilities, particularly in terms of its soundtrack and FMV sequences. However, its repetitive gameplay and high difficulty curve may not appeal to everyone. Fans of the movie and those who appreciate challenging retro games may find it worth playing, while others might see it as a bit dated compared to more modern titles. In summary, it's a decent adaptation of the movie, notable for its audio-visual elements but somewhat limited by its gameplay mechanics. The composer for the game's soundtrack was Tommy Tallarico, who is well known for his work on various video game scores and is celebrated for the quality of the music in this particular game. The Sega CD version of the Terminator has 10 stages. These stages are based on key moments from the 1980 for film and include a mix of side-scrolling action and driving sequences. Each level is designed to reflect the intense and gritty atmosphere of the movie, with varied environments and enemy types to challenge the player. The Sega CD version of the Terminator has 10 stages. These stages are based on key moments from the 1980 for film and include a mix of side-scrolling action and driving sequences. Each level is designed to reflect the intense and gritty atmosphere of the movie, with varied environments and enemy types to challenge the player. The Sega CD version of the Terminator follows the storyline of the 1980 for film The Terminator, directed by James Cameron. The game closely adheres to the movie's plot, taking players through a series of levels that mirror key scenes and events from the film. In the year 2029, Earth is a post-apocalyptic wasteland ruled by machines under the control of the artificial intelligence system known as Skynet. The machines are locked in a war against the remnants of humanity, led by the resistance fighter John Connor. In a last-ditch effort to win the war, Skynet sends a Terminator, a nearly indestructible cyborg assassin played by Arnold Schwarzenegger in the film, back in time to 1980 for Los Angeles. The Terminator's mission is to kill Sarah Connor, the mother of John Connor, to prevent him from ever being born and leading the resistance against the machines. To counter this threat, John Connor sends one of his most trusted soldiers, Kyle Reese, back in time to protect his mother. The game's story follows Kyle Reese as he arrives in 1984, where he must locate Sarah Connor, protect her from the Terminator, and ultimately ensure that John Connor is born. The game begins with Kyle Reese arriving in 1984. The player must navigate through the streets of Los Angeles, avoiding police and other obstacles while searching for Sarah. Stages to 2-7 protection and confrontation. These stages involve Kyle's efforts to protect Sarah Connor from the relentless Terminator. The player battles through various locations such as Tech Noir nightclub, the police station, and other urban settings, closely following the events of the film. Stage 8, The Escape. Kyle and Sarah are on the run, leading to a high-speed chase sequence where they must evade the Terminator. Stage 9, The Factory. The final showdown takes place in a factory where Kyle and Sarah must work together to defeat the Terminator in a tense, action-packed confrontation. Stage 10, The Final Battle. The game concludes with the destruction of the Terminator, ensuring Sarah's safety and the future birth of John Connor, setting the stage for the future resistance against Skynet. Throughout the game, players experience the intense action and tension of the movie, with cutscenes and dialogue that mirror the film's plot. The story stays true to the movie's narrative, offering fans of the film a chance to experience its events in an interactive format.